Right, let's keep going on this adventure. Number 6, I think we're on right now. Last time out, James talked about having this eternal perspective, going for that wonderful prize, the crown of life, that garland that he crowns us with, God crowns us with when we complete the race. Today he talks about the great derailer of our lives, temptation, and that is in 1 James 13 through to 15. Let me just read it for you. Let no one say, when he is tempted, I am being tempted by God. For God cannot be tempted with evil, and he himself tempts no one. But each person is tempted when he is lured and enticed by his own desire. Then desire, when it is conceived, gives birth to sin, and sin, when it is fully grown, brings death. So often, actually, when we start out as Christians, our hearts are captivated by the things of God, and we are like a train going straight on some tracks, driving forwards towards that goal. We're willing to take over those trials. We're willing to take them on. We know God is wonderful, good. He tastes so good to us. But then, out of the corner of our eye, something can captivate us. It could be anything. It could be something that leads us just to rest a little while longer, which grows into apathy. And it could be a beautiful lady when we're married. And you're just like, oh, actually a bit like David saw Bathsheba. Wow, she's quite nice, isn't she? My wife's maybe not paying the attention, or my husband's maybe not paying the attention to me that, I think is due to me. Or she's paying attention to me. Wow, maybe it's God's will for me to be with her instead. That will make a better relationship. It's not God's will, James says. These things that tempt us off the rails of God's will and purposes for our lives, they come from a different place than his heart. He wants us to withstand the trials of life and run on towards the prize. Temptation wants to draw us away, wants to take that train and pull it off the tracks and leave it ultimately in wreck and death. We're told the root of that in James is that temptation is our hearts. It's the muck that remains and needs to be sanctified and drawn out in our hearts. James here is clear. Do not get confused with the will of God, with those desires that are not of God, that come from you. They will derail your life and they will take you off track with God. Come to him. Know his word, be pulled on by him to the glory of the crown of life that awaits you. Let no temptation from your own heart derail you.